What's up guys, Kazungu here, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. Today, I want to look at whether or not the new stasis shotgun Fractathist is a good PvE trench barrel contender. Before we begin, however, if you liked this video or found it helpful, a like is always greatly appreciated, and if you want to see some more Destiny 2 videos, then feel free to subscribe to know whenever I make a new video. I will also be streaming over on my Twitch channel some more in the coming weeks, so if you'd ever like to catch some live streams over there, feel free to go check out my Twitch, which is linked in the description. As one last thing before we start, this video will not be discussing Fractathist's PvP potential. It's pretty solid over there, which is no secret, but in my opinion, it's pretty much just a good precision frame shotgun in PvP. Look for rifle barrel, quick draw, opening shot, accurized rounds, etc. It's a very good shotgun, but it's also very similar to the pre-existing PvP precision frame shotguns that we have, so my primary focus is going to be on its PvE performance, focused around the perk Trench Barrel. At the same time, I want to look at other shotgun frames that can get trench barrel in order to identify a good comparison for trench barrel shotguns in PvE. I know that fusion rifles are the top of the meta this season, but I would like to point out that a good trench barrel shotgun can act as a sort of universal answer to a lot of encounters. Way back during the Deepstone Crypt raid race, my team actually used trench barrel shotguns to beat Atrax 1 rather than the common strategy on day 1 of using swords and Wither Horde. Also, as a clarity disclaimer for the math, all of the numbers you're about to see/hear are body shot values with no buffs applied other than weapon perks, and I tested this against the Nessus Lost Sector Colossus boss. Starting with our primary focus, Fractathist, its 12 pellets hit our Nessus Lost Sector boss for 1977 each, for a total of 23,724 per shot, with no damage buffs applied. When we melee to activate our trench barrel, we get a damage value of 2,965 per pellet for a total of 35,340, which is consistent with trench barrel's roughly 50% damage increase. If we account for our melee damage of 7,103 and the time it would take us to shoot our 6 shots in the mag, and weave in our 2 melee attacks is about 6.5 seconds, and we can get a shotgun mag DPS of 34,807 damage per second, with a total 1 mag damage output of 226,246. This shows how Fractathist hits pretty hard for just being one special weapon, but what about some other shotguns that we have? Well, if we try going down on the fire rate and up on the impact and go with an aggressive frame shotgun like Astral Horizon, which can currently roll with Trench Barrel, we find that Astral hits for 23,005 per pellet without Trench, or a total of 27,660. With Trench, this one-shot total jumps to 41,490. Its one mag total will be 207,450, and its DPS without reloading is 24,405. This is lower than Fractathist, but what about if we opt for a shotgun with a higher fire rate? Well, if we decide to look at the 7th Seraph CQC, for example, which is a lightweight frame, it will hit for 1809 per pellet, or 21,708 total without trench barrel, and for 2,713 per pellet for a total of 32,556 with trench barrel active. With our 6-round magazine, our total damage output is 209,542. Our DPS is about 41,908. This is a lot higher than Fractathist in terms of DPS, and it's not that much lower in terms of total damage. But what if we were to go with an even faster firing shotgun? Well, if we look at rapid fire frames, we currently have our best choices being the Ikelos shotgun and One Small Step. For my testing here, I will be using an Ikelos shotgun, but just know that One Small Step's numbers will be a couple percentage points higher than the Ikelos, simply because it is kinetic, and all kinetic weapons do have a slight damage increase due to their lack of an element. We're also going to be going with the Ikelos shotgun, since I do already have a video out on trench barrel rolls of One Small Step, and if you really want the numbers, they are available there, whereas I have not yet covered the Ikelos shotgun specifically. But if we test it, the Ikelos shotgun hits our Colossus boss for 1233 per pellet, or 14,796 total without trench barrel active. If we add trench barrel into the mix, we will now hit for 1850 per pellet, or 22,200 total per shot. One magazine damage total is 198,909 when melee attacks for reactivating trench barrel are factored in, and our DPS comes out to about 36,165. It seems like the need for the third melee attack is cutting Ikelos shotgun's DPS by a decent bit, but it still manages to reach a higher damage value than our Fractathist, so I think that our winner for pure boss damage output seems to be the Trench Barrel Fractathist, but for 1 mag DPS, lightweights like the 7th Seraph are better, since they don't do that much less total damage than precision frames like Fractathist, but have a much higher fire rate. For bosses where you can get close enough to melee them and you want to use a shotgun instead of a sword, or you want something to pair with your sword, this is definitely the optimal choice. Slugs are also still very good, I will add, but Trench Barrel's damage buff is enough that even if you hit a few shotgun pellets as a precision shot, then you'll do even more damage than most slug shotguns with something like the Fractathist or the 7th Seraph CQC. Slug shotgun DPS is usually for bosses that you can't melee and then hit with your shotgun. My personal preference will be to go with the 7th Seraph, since the handling on lightweights feels very, very good, especially when you go to pull out your shotgun for DPS, but Fractathist also does quite well on its own, and in my opinion, because it's in a different slot, it doesn't necessarily need to compete with 7th Seraph, especially given that Fractathist actually has stasis as an element and therefore can interact with your aspects and fragments in your subclass. And in my opinion, it is really just down to which slot you have open as to which of these shotguns you'll go for. I love both of them, and I will definitely use both going into the future. However, that is all I have for today's video, so if you like what you saw, remember that a like and subscribe do go a very long way to support my channel, and if you want to see some more live streams from me, be sure to follow me on Twitch as well. As always, thank you so much for watching. This has been Kazungu, and I will see you all in the next one.